Hello everybody, I hope everyone is doing well and welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of drugstore makeup. So a few weeks ago, I purchased everything that's in this bag. I don't know if I have a complete full face, but thankfully I got this beautiful package from Honest Beauty, so I might have to add in some of these things. I ordered everything in here from well.ca, and I think I made the mistake of doing this order at 1 a.m. so might be a weird combination of things, but I'm excited. I tried to pick up the things that were a little bit more on the newer side and things that I saw myself using a lot, so it should be interesting. So before we get into today's video, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It would mean so much to me, and let's get to it. So I already have my moisturizer and skincare down already, and I just wanted to mention it, but I've been using this Honest Beauty Vitamin C Radiant Serum for a couple of weeks underneath of everything, and it's been really great so far. They first sent out a bunch of their skincare products to begin with, and I think now their makeup products are slowly starting to come to Canada, so I think that's why I received this package here. I know their complexion products and concealers and things haven't made it here yet. I just wanted to show how cute this little packaging is. It's so unique. I've never seen anything like it. Hopefully I can do it. It's like a little door, you see that? And then it peekaboos out. It's so cute. It reminds me of one of those cuckoo clocks. Super fun. And because I ordered all of this stuff on well.ca, I got some funny samples. I first got a sample of the Kraft Nutella dupe kind of thing that they came out with, and I definitely licked that up. It was a nice little snack they provided me with my makeup order. And then I also got a little Caudalie sample, which is nice because I just ran out of that, and a little deodorant sample. So it's so cute. It's like an online drugstore, so you never know what you're gonna get in your samples. I always find it hilarious. But anyways, now moving into the products. I first picked up the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer, the dewy version. So I'm really excited. I've never tried any of the base products from Wet n Wild yet. Oh, it's kind of tinted. Doesn't smell like anything. I sometimes feel like my sniffer is broken because I can't really smell anything unless if I like do a deep, like huge sniff, so I don't know what that's about. I also placed another order on Shoppers just because of their new revamped quote line, which is really exciting, so that will be coming when that arrives as well. A lot of fun drugstore stuff has been coming out, so this is a lot. This is a lot. I was expecting it to have more of like an emollient feeling, not a Tin Man. Thankfully, it's not a glittery formulation. I just look metallic. If I would have known, I probably would have used it like my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Focus, where I just add it to where I want to highlight my skin under foundation, but we'll see how this goes. So far, not my fave. But now I also picked up the Dewy Skin Photo Focus Foundation from Wet n Wild. Looks nice. I ordered the shade Soft Beige. I'm not gonna put it directly onto my skin. I find that to be a little bit unsanitary, so I'm just gonna scoop it on the back of my hand. Plus I got some active acne going on. I don't want to contaminate the entire container, so I'm just gonna blend it out with this Royal Nickel complexion brush, as always. This has a fragrance. It smells like your grandma. Hopefully it dissipates because I don't like when I can smell my face all day, you know? It looks like this has a medium to full coverage effect. I don't know what I was expecting. I think because it was just said that it was a dewy formulation, I thought it was gonna be a little bit more on the lighter coverage side. It's not a bad thing. It's just not what I was expecting, but it looks quite nice. I'll have to try it without that primer, but I forgot to dampen my beauty sponge, so I will be right back. So now that it's on, it looks really good on the majority of my face. There's just a little weirdness happening around my hairline. I'm not too sure what's up with that, but it looks like it's kind of pilling. I'm not really sure what's going on here. I'll try to show you. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of like patchy. It looks like it's clinging onto dry areas, but I don't know if I'm dry right here right now. I don't remember that happening. But all around my hairline, but the rest of my actual face, in the center of it and everywhere else, it looks quite nice. It looks like a little greasy for me. Like it's a little greasy leaning. It's not very dewy. I think it's just a combination of this and the foundation. Not sure. Now, since I'm going to be using mostly creams, I'm going to wait on powder. I'm gonna be using this powder though. I am now just realizing that I did indeed forget to buy a concealer. I knew something was gonna go wrong, and Honest Beauty doesn't have one here in Canada yet, so I'm just gonna have to pull one from my arsenal. I'm going to be using a little bit of the ColourPop Pretty Fresh concealer. I'm using Light 50W. I just wanted to ask you guys the question, do you consider ColourPop like a drugstore pricing or what? Because me personally, I would, because the prices are very affordable. So I don't know, let me know on that. But I'm just gonna apply this quickly. So here are all the complexion products done. I'm gonna give you guys a good close-up so you can see how it kind of settled. I think it looks fantastic. I'm just having those little issues around the forehead. Not too sure what happened there, but otherwise, this looks really, really nice and flawless. This texture and the glow that I'm getting from this base product kind of gives me Nude Sticks Tinted Cover vibes with just a lot more coverage. It's something I'd reach for, honestly, if I'm having a little bit of skin issues, which I kind of am in this area, but other than that, I'm really liking how that looks. So now the reason why I ordered on well.ca is because I can get Flower Beauty on there. It's one of the only places I can get it here in Canada, and I really, really wanted to test these out. The Heat Wave Bronzing Essence. It's like a liquid bronzer, so that's interesting. It seems like it feels really high quality because it's in a glass container, which is exciting. I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand. It's like a little dropper situation. That should be good. A little blurb. Almost feels like the serum blushes from Emma Cosmetics. Oh, so it's very sheer, I think. Gonna try blending it out with this brush. I'm just gonna tap it out a little bit first before going into the circles. It's a little bit on the red, orange, Trumpy side for me personally. So that one little drop covered that area for me. I don't know if I like this at all, you guys. Kind of feel sad. I'm definitely gonna be doing the wave technique since it's a very warm color, so I'm gonna see if I can get away with it looking like a normal natural tan. It's definitely taking away the foundation that's underneath of it. It feels like an unbalanced formulation to me. It feels kind of like sketchy applying it. I don't know. It's not the worst, but it's also not the best. Kind of like an okay product. I feel like I would say save your money. I gave it a few minutes to kind of chill and set down just to see if it kind of oxidized or how it dried down. It's not looking as bad as when it was going on. I kind of like the way it looks now. Let me know what you guys think. I feel like it's not my favorite of all time for sure. I feel like I'd reach for a lot of things over this, but honestly not too bad. The finish of it is quite nice. It does feel matte and not sticky whatsoever. It does have a nice shimmer running through it, so it does add a little bit of glow at the same time, but it's nice that it doesn't have that sticky factor at all. It was nice to blend out. I do see some little areas where it lifted up some foundation. That might have been my technique. I don't know. I'll have to try this out a few more times for sure. But what do you guys think about the color? It looks a little artificial to me a little bit maybe, but not the worst. Definitely not the worst. So now for highlighter, I picked up the Physicians Formula Organic Wear Dewy Highlighter. I got the shade Honeydew, but it's kind of looks too deep. So here it is swatched. It has a beautiful reflection, but when I go like this, you can tell it's definitely gonna have undercast on me. It's not my correct shade, so I might have to pass this on, or maybe I can use it in another way. Maybe a blush, I don't know. I think it's just too reflective as a blush. I'm not sure. So thankfully I have some Honest Beauty products as my backup. So they have this Magic Beauty Balm Stick, which is like a little balm, and it looks like there's some glitter particles running through it or something. You can see kind of right there. It kind of has a luminizing effect, and it does have a little bit of chunky glitter through it, running through it, so I don't know about that. And they also have this luminizing glow powder, and I got the shade Midnight Reflection, which looks interesting as well. I'm just gonna give it a swatch. Here it is right here. It looks a little chalky for me. You can see when I do this, it looks like chalk. So I think the Beauty Balm is the way to go. I think there are a few other shades in the Physicians Formula highlighter, so I'm gonna take a peek at that because I'm really intrigued by this collection they came out with. I'm just gonna load this brush here with this product. I wanna see how it works. I'm gonna try to use it kind of like a Nude Sticks product, kind of like how I use those guys. Kind of reminds me of that packaging-ish. I think probably just because it's a stick. I'm gonna try applying it down the bridge of my nose with a finger. It feels like a good face balm. It doesn't feel greasy at all, so that's a good sign. I'm really happy to see so many fun cream products being launched at the drugstore. It's really exciting. I think the whole beauty industry in general has been really focusing more on the natural leaning products, the creamy, dewy looking products, which really excites me. That's what I've been doing for the past while. I really like the looks of it, but when you look up close, there are some very chunky pieces of glitter running through it, which is kind of weird, but thankfully you can't really see them at all unless you're like this, looking this close into the mirror. So it's not that bad, and it's not the kind of chunky glitter that accentuates your texture at all because it's in a balmy formula. So I do see myself using this a little bit, but not a lot. So now moving on, this is the Physicians Formula Organic Wear Dewy Blush Elixir. I picked this up to see if it was kind of similar to the M Cosmetics serum blushes. So I'm curious to, oh, I just freaking broke it. I just super yoinked this little piece off, so hopefully I can go back to normal. I just took this piece off. I don't even know how that happened. I'm so strong. I'm excited for the reveal. What color is it gonna be? It's gonna be like the packaging. What color did I even get? Apricot. I don't think I even broke it. I feel like this pump just doesn't work in general because it's fine in there. It just clicked right back on. I got it! Pretty. Feels really nice. I put a lot on. It smells interesting. It smells like a hand exfoliator I had one time. It had a lot of sugar in it. That is a cute color. This is my Nude Sticks Buff and Blend brush. I'm just gonna pat it in kind of to keep the concentration of that blush. That is very cute. Very cute. I don't think it reminds me too much of the serum blushes from M Cosmetics. It kind of reminds me more of the Nude Sticks dewy formulation, the Nudies Blooms. It's a little bit patchy in some areas. It could be how I applied it, but I apply a lot of my cream products this way and I never have any issues. I'm gonna play around with it a little bit more. This color is really cute. It's kind of more of a pinky color. It doesn't really look apricot-y, but it's definitely a color I would go to. This is cute. So a little bit of this product goes a long way, as you can see, so that's nice to know. It does remind me of something a little bit more higher end than Physicians Formula, which is really nice. Physicians Formula is really great at making products that don't feel like a drugstore product on the skin, so this looks really nice. I would definitely wear this and recommend this. I kind of wish I picked up more than one color. I might have to order some more because that's actually really cute. There's no patchiness issues. I think that's just how I was applying it over here. It was just weird a little bit. I really like that texture. It's very glossy. So if you have a super oily skin type, maybe stay away from this guy. But personally, I'm a big fan of that. So now I'm going to set a little bit of my face with some of this powder, the Honest Beauty Invisible Blurring Loose Powder. I don't know if they have more than this shade. I'll have to look into it. I'm gonna take this Moda blush brush, but I like to use it as a powder one. I swear it smells like yogurt. It's definitely a very mattifying one. Now that I have it in the center of my face, the glow isn't really shining through at all. And it does a really good job at blurring actually, which is kind of nice for this area I had. I kind of accidentally set my entire nose there, but it looks still really nice with that balm underneath. I wonder how that's going to affect it. Now we can really see the chunky glitter in that highlighter. I think my complexion looks really nice. I'm going to be honest and say that I am actually really loving how this whole complexion looks and feels. It doesn't feel heavy at all. It honestly feels like my normal routine with my higher end products, and it honestly looks the same as well. Like, I can't tell the difference. The only thing I can see more clearly now that I added that powder is the glitter in this product, which I'm really not a fan of. The only issues I have, I'll give you a close-up, hopefully it reads on camera. I lowered my lighting so you can hopefully see, but it's weird in this area right here. I don't know if it's just because I'm expressing my brows right here and it's cracking. I don't really understand why. It's like texture enhancing and accentuating maybe little dry patches. Same with down here. It's not looking too hot, but everywhere else looks incredible, I would say. Hopefully you can see like the little glitter in this area where I put powder. It really brought out those glitters. You can see, especially there's like 3 right here. So now I'm just gonna go quickly do my brows off camera and put on some eye primer, and then we'll get to the eyes. So I'm back. I really hope you enjoyed the brow intermission. I have two palettes here in front of me. The one I have no recollection of. Seriously, don't remember this at all. The joys of ordering makeup at 1 a.m. You do crazy things at that time, that's for sure. But this one, it looks like a really nice, cool toned, very light toned, neutral palette. This is the Nudes Maybelline. I don't think it has a name to it at all. It says 13 looks in one palette. That's it. And then I have this guy from Honest Beauty. I really love their packaging. I love this soft peach that they have on all of their things, as well as this harsh font and the white packaging. I think it looks stunning. Here is what it looks like on the inside. This is the eyeshadow palette. That's it. That's what it's called. I'm a little bit more drawn towards this one for some reason, so I think I'm gonna use this guy. I'm really excited about this video so far. There's something so exciting about finding some really nice drugstore gems that makes it so satisfying. I'm first gonna go into this shade right here, that guy, which is soft bronze. And I'm just gonna apply this guy in the crease. When I really fall in love with drugstore products, it's because they perform like higher end products. I never like the idea of saying it's a good product from the drugstore, because that just means that it's not that good. I like to find those products that feel very high end, and I think I found a lot of them today. Like, I can't stop looking at my skin. I feel like a smoky eye is going to come out of today's video, so I'm not gonna go into this color right here. This is Burnt Mocha. Now I'm going to take this little brush. This is the Moda Angled Eyeliner with the same Burnt Mocha shade. And I'm going to bring that along the lash line, kind of creating a smoky lash line. This palette is a lot more cool toned than it looks as well. I'm gonna take this little eye highlighter brush from Moda as well and bring this same shade kind of more in the crease to define it. These are definitely a little tricky to blend out. I feel like the formulation isn't as creamy as I would like. They're a little dry, so I find them to be a touch harder to work with, but I mean, it's still doable because this still looks fantastic. It's just taking a touch more time than I'm used to, I guess. The shimmers in here feel very dry, especially this guy right here. It's like I'm touching cardboard. That's no shade, I'm just saying that it feels very dry, and it's quite lackluster as well. That one's a little bit better. It feels like a different formulation, feels more like a satin. I think I'm gonna go for an all matte eye, so I'm going to set the lid a little later with just this shade right here. Honestly, this isn't my favorite palette now that I'm kind of working in it. At least the mattes are building up nicely, which is nice to see. They just feel a little bit drier, so you have to really build them up slowly, which is not a bad thing at all. This is a ColourPop E10 brush, and I'm gonna take that same Burnt Mocha shade and start bringing it on the lower lash line. I haven't done like a super smoky eye and it feels like forever. I'm gonna take it around halfway once it touches my pupil, kind of. And I'm gonna take that first shade I went in with. I'm also going to soften the edge of that. I cannot believe how close fall is. I think I'm going to really go into the cool tones in the colder months. I'm gonna take this bigger brush. This is a Smith 256 with that white shade in the palette. It's kind of more of like an ivory, actually. I just wanna set this a little. This brush is way too big for this job. What was I thinking? I'm gonna take the baby version of that brush, the 53, which I do prefer over that bigger one anyways. And I'm just going to set this area. This looks like the 2000s makeup with the harsh. I'm gonna try to really blend that out. I'm gonna highlight my inner corner with this little satin shade right here. I'm quickly gonna catch this eye up to speed and I will be right back. I haven't done this shape in a very long time, or an all matte look. I really like how it turned out. I kind of wish the shadows were a little bit easier to work with, but I made it work. Now it's time to move on to some mascara, and I picked up the Mega Volume mascara from Wet n Wild. It's really cute packaging. I really like the color of the pink on here. So I'm excited to try this guy out. Oh, it's a big brush. Let's see how this goes. I always am intimidated by big brushes. Actually looks really nice so far. I really like how that's making my lashes look. So here are the eyes all complete. I actually really love how they turned out. I think it looks really nice and smoky. I especially love a good volumizing mascara with a smoked out lash line. I think this eye look turned out fantastic. even though I had some minor issues, I think it looks great. So now let's move on to the lips. First things first, I'm gonna use some lip liners. I picked up 2 of the NYX lip liners, shade Nude and Natural. That's Natural right there. And this is Nude, which looks like it's gonna be a little bit more pink. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Natural. That's a cute color, I like it. I like it a lot. It reminds me of Strip Down and Oak together. Good find for me in my books. So now for lip products, I picked up one of the Physicians Formula Organic Wear Nourishing Lipstick. This is what it looks like here. I'm gonna give her a swatch. Ooh, that feels so nice. That looks good with the blush too. I might go for this one. I just want to showcase with these as well. But Honest Beauty sent over a few things as well. They sent over the liquid lipsticks, 2 of these lip crayons, and some of the tinted lip balms, which I want to swatch quickly. Might save the other things for another video. This is the shade Summer Melon. Most awkward spot right there. Oh, that looks cute. And this one, oh, this looks beautiful. Fruit Punch. Looks like a more orangey shade. Oh my god, that's so pretty. There it is. Ooh. That looks nice. I just wanted to see what it would look like on the lips, just in the center, but I really want to try out this Physicians Formula one. Trying to figure out what color I got. This is the shade Buttercup. I actually really like that lip color. It's quite unique. It has like a neutralness to it, but it's also kind of orangey and pink at the same time. So all of the colors in one. Here is the look all complete. Headband Yeet. I'm gonna give you guys a good close-up so you can see all the textures of the products as well as my skin. I think everything looks quite fantastic. There are a few things I'm not super in love with, and a lot of things that I am in love with, but I think this was a success for sure. There's nothing I hated. That's lovely. But I'm going to quickly gather my thoughts and then I'll give you my final thoughts on each of the products I tried. Okay, so now for my final thoughts, I'm gonna first start off with the products I would recommend the most and the ones I'm really excited about. First one being the Physicians Formula Dewy Blush Elixir. Really excited about them. I find it to be quite comparable to a lot of higher end blushes similar to this, like the Nude Sticks Blooms. It does give me the vibes of the M Cosmetics ones, but not exactly. Like this has more pigmentation into it, which is nice. I really enjoy them. I do want to pick up more colors, so that's a big indicator that I really enjoyed this formulation. I think you would really enjoy it. I love the little bottle of it as well. It looks like a little skincare item or something. It's really cute. I really like how it looks on the cheeks. It's very natural looking and the color's super cute. And I like how it's a little bit more of a sheer formulation, so you can build it up slowly and it's not super intense. I do want to try it out a few more times just to see if it was the way that I was applying it that made it a little patchy in this area or what, but I will definitely update you on all of these products at the end of the month in my roundup video. The second product that I'm really excited about is this lip liner from NYX. I really like how creamy this one is. I've never tried the retractable versions of their lip liners, only their pencil ones with the wood, which I never was a super fan of, so that's why I never tried this guy, but I'm really happy I picked this one up, and the color is perfect for me. Super excited about it. I see myself using that a lot. And another one of my favorites of the day was this lipstick that I'm wearing right now. It feels super comfortable and lightweight. I would like to see what other colors they have in this range. It feels really nice and moisturizing at the same time, and I like the way it makes my lips look because it does have that satin texture to it, so it doesn't feel like anything on the lips. I really like that velvety texture in bullet lipsticks, and this one has it for sure. And my last ultimate favorite of today was the Wet n Wild Mega Volume Mascara, just for the top lashes though, because I'm already noticing this little black spot here. Do you see that? It's because my lash hits that spot in my face. So this definitely does not beat my Glossy Lash Slick for that reason, but for the top lashes it looks really nice. I was also going like this just to see if anything would flake off, and it doesn't, so that makes me super hopeful. Of course I'm going to continue trying it out and I'll update you on my thoughts. The effect of this mascara on my lashes kind of reminds me of the Marc Jacobs At Lashed, which is one of my favorites, so big compliment to this guy. So now for the products I'm going to be talking about now, I want to continue using them, kind of adjusting my techniques or the products I use with them. So the first one is this Wet n Wild Dewy Primer. I would like to try this out a little differently. I think I would just apply this one to the high points of my face like I would with the Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury, see how that goes. Just because I don't really like this effect all over the face under makeup. I kind of see it right now. It kind of gives an artificial kind of gray silver reflect to the skin that I don't really like. It looks very artificial and unnatural to me. Just not something that aligns with my preferences. So I'll try to play around with this a little bit more, see how I like it. The next product was the foundation I tried. I think it looks fantastic in a lot of areas in my face. In some areas it doesn't. So I feel like I want to adjust the primer and the ways I used it. Gotta try this out a little bit more. Next, with the Flower Beauty Heat Wave Bronzing Essence. I think now that it's been on my skin for a little while, I've kind of grown on it. I really like how it looks overall. I find it to be quite comparable to the CoverFX bronzing drops. The only differences is definitely in tone. The CoverFX one for me is a little bit more of a contour shade, whereas this one is very, very warm. I feel like I need to play around with this one a little bit more, see how it works with other foundations that I'm more familiar with, see if the way that I was applying it was the best way. I might try it out with my finger or maybe even a sponge, just to see how it goes. Just because I found that it was a little bit tricky too in some areas, and I did find it lifting some of my foundation up, but I don't know if that was just me trying to work in that bronzer. So I'm not sure, unsure of it right now. Let me know what you guys think about how it looked. And the last one that I want to use a little bit more is the Honest Beauty powder. I actually really liked how this one turned out. It looks really nice on my skin. I accidentally set my entire nose, but the glow is coming back and I find it to be quite flattering, and it looks like the glow from within is coming through without looking greasy at all. None of my natural oils have been seeping through it yet, and I've been struggling to find a good powder from the drugstore for a while now. I don't have any in my collection that I enjoy, but this one seems like it's going to be one that I like. So I'm quite hopeful about this one. And now moving on to the products that I wouldn't recommend. First one being the Honest Beauty Magic Beauty Balm Stick. I just don't like the chunky glitter in it at all. If that's something that does not matter to you, I think it's going to be a stunning formulation. I just really wish that it was just the balm itself, no added glitter, because it is a very stunning formulation. I love this texture. My hair doesn't stick to it at all. It doesn't feel sticky whatsoever, but it adds such a natural looking glow to your skin. Very summery, which I love very much. It's quite comparable to the texture of the Nude Sticks ones, but even less tacky, if that makes any sense. I just honestly don't feel like I'm going to reach for this ever again, just because of those silver flakes. And the last product I wouldn't recommend is this Honest Beauty eyeshadow palette. Sadly, I found that all of the shadows in here that I used today were quite dry. Even to the touch, they felt quite dry and crumbly. I feel like there's so many great eyeshadows in the drugstore price range. The one that comes to my mind first is the Wet n Wild formulation. I reach for that palette a lot more over my actual Anastasia Soft Glam palette, and that one's like $5. This is $25, and I feel like this formulation could be a lot better. Thankfully, I didn't have too many issues blending it out. I found that it was a little tricky to work with, but thankfully the shadows on the actual eyes look very smooth and unpatchy, which is a good thing. I just find for this color story and things like that, there's a lot better solid formulations out there that you can buy instead of this one. That's just my honest opinion. But that's my first impressions on all of these products. I'm excited to see how they wear and how they react with other products. So definitely keep tuned for the August product roundup. But with that said, that is all for me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you did, please give it a like. It would help me out so very much. I'll make sure to link all of the products I used in today's video in the description down below as always, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye!